Alrighty. It is Wednesday, but I have to go back to Tuesday really quick. So when Monica got out of the shower, it was about like 12:30. We chatted for a bit, and then I went back on to work on pages 7, 8, and 9. At the same time, I unloaded the phone, edited the audio, and about like 2 p.m., the AT&T bill was finally there, so I paid it. And then at 3, Monica got a call from her doctor about the MRI thing and the blood test, and they told her they have to get the MRI thing approved first, but she can come down and get her blood test paperwork. So we decided to do that later. So then I completed page 7 at 3:18. I got off at like 3:20 to take a break, rested until 4:30. Monica made salad, and then I went back on at like 5. Wasted most of the hour trying to mess around with Discord a little bit. I was trying to join this Token Rambu server, but like one of the first red flags about the server was that apparently it's a roleplay server. And I had no idea. I just thought it was for older fans. It was an 18 plus server. It turns out it had a roleplay section, and the admin was very particular about the pairing they were roleplaying. It just kind of felt like I don't really need to know any of this information. But like as soon as I passed the introduction portion, I ended up getting stuck on the fact that I had to wait for the said admin to come and approve me to assign me a role, so that way I could access the rest of the channels. And I was like, oh, for the love of fuck. So I was just like, I thanked one of the members for explaining the situation to me, because I was asking why is there no general like chat. So I ended up quitting as soon as I learned I had to wait for her. She even added her and everything to come and approve me, and I was like, forget it. I have to finish these pages. I don't have time to mess around with these people, so I just left the server completely. So yeah. I ended up completing the artwork for the last 2 pages at 6:36. I finished and loaded the pages at like 7:50 with text and everything. Got off immediately, and at that point I think I had like about 3 audio files left to work on. I woke up at 12 midnight to a creepy dream and a huge police raid going on outside of our neighborhood area. We have no idea what that was about. The fire department was there and everything. So I decided I'm just going to get out of bed and resume work on the last 3 pages. I ended up scanning the page 11 draft at 12:54, and then I scanned the page 12 draft at like 1 a.m. And then I printed them out at like 1:18, and then I scanned the page 12 line art around the same time I was finishing the last audio file at 2. Monica was awake, so I passed her page 12 and she started coloring that. And then I scanned page 11 at 2:50, and then I passed page 11 off to Monica at like 3:19. And then I crashed. She got off too, and we went to bed together. I had a shit time trying to get out of bed this morning. I remember trying to kick her out of bed like sometime around 6, but I don't remember when around 6. And then I fell asleep again. By the time I woke up, it was like 8:10, I think it was. Oh, man. So I had to throw her out of bed at 8. It was the latest we've ever been awake. So I went back on to complete the line art for page 10. It was the most complicated page I had to do out of all the pages. I also had to compress my video, and I had to load One Punch Man. So, Senko-san was also out by this point, so I ended up loading that also. In between working, I ended up eating breakfast. We watched both of these episodes, and then I resumed line arting. I finished inking page 10 at 9:55. I set my video to convert and then eventually compress. I think I was mostly converting during the time we were watching anime, but like I ended up finishing the page and passing it off to Monica at about like 10:35, and we decided to stop and hit Fullerton. We wanted to just mess around, and we also wanted to pick up Monica's paperwork from the UCI building. So I don't remember when we left. All I know is that we ate a light lunch, and then we left. I think it must have been like almost 11 by the time that we left. But we hit the UCI. We got the paperwork first. It was really fast, and then we hit Michael's and browsed around. Saw a bunch of things I wanted to get. The sticker selection looks better than ever. Oh my god. We ended up getting a couple of photo albums because they were on sale. So I guess I'm going through my photo album idea. I found the photo album I initially wanted from the Michael's website. It was huge. It was bigger than I was prepared for. So I ended up just passing on it. So yeah. Monica wanted to get 3 because they were having a 2-for-1 sale, and I kind of feel like We just needed 2. We didn't need 3. So after that, we looked around Marshalls, we looked around Sprouts, and then we looked around Target, picked up some macaroni, and then we hit Dollar Tree and got all this soap, and then we went straight home after that. So we got home at like 2:40. So it's about almost 3 right now. So this is what I need to do now. So I need to eat an official lunch. So Monica's making salad. I need to load my video because like it's completely compressed and everything. And now I need to also work on pages 10, 11, and 12, but I don't think she's done with page 11 yet, let alone she's starting 10. So I think I could just do 12, or I could wait for her to finish all of them first, and I could just fuss around with the script since I'm not done with those. And I kind of want the scripts out of the way before I go back to working on the extras, because like I need to, even though I need to complete volume 5 in the next week, I mostly feel like I need to get the scripts done this week so I can focus on all of volume 5 next week. So that's my concern. Is there anything else that's on my mind besides that? The bag of bottles that I'm waiting to build up, it's still getting there. It's very close to being ready to take to the recycling center. I had like 3 opportunities to get bottles today, but I only managed to capture 1. I completely skipped out on the other 2. I just didn't feel like stopping for them. Other than that, I think that's virtually it. I really can't think of anything else. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Thursday, but I have to go back to Wednesday really quick. So, after I finished recording audio, we ate an official lunch. I loaded my video. I went straight to work on pages 10, 11, and 12, but I only managed to finish the artwork for page 12, and I finished it around like 5:30. I got up because I was really tired. We played around with the photo albums we bought. And then about like 7:30 or 7:40 around there, we ended up eating a really light dinner, and then we went to bed like an hour later. I woke up at 11:40. I proofread chapter 38, and by that point I got more ink, so I ended up applying to those ink donations. I ended up ending the first day of Inksgiving with $1.54, I think it was. I don't remember if that was like before or after fees. I wasn't really paying attention. I noticed that the utility bill was in, so I paid that. It was about like $3 cheaper than it was the previous month. And then I got tired and I got off at 2. Woke up at 6. I had to kick Monica out of bed. I checked on Carolyn Tuesday. It wasn't available yet. We ate breakfast and we watched random stuff on YouTube. Then we left at 7:30 for Northgate to get water. While we were at it, we ended up getting paper towels. Got back at like 8:30. Monica hit pause without me because I really had to go back to pages 10, 11. I completed the art for page 11 at like 9:14, and then page 10 at like 10-ish, I think. So yeah, Monica had gotten back about that point, so we ended up eating lunch. And then we tried to watch Carolyn Tuesday again, but we both weren't feeling it, so we ended up watching a bit of YouTube instead. And then I got off around like, I think it was like 10:20, I don't really remember. We talked for a bit. I watched her do some line arting, and then we crashed. I woke up at like 1:30. I went back to work on the text and load the pages. And by that point, there was only 2 more hours left of Inksgiving, and I noticed on the countdown page, they're so far away from their goal, it's not even funny. So it makes me feel like this was a really bad time of the year to do this. I wonder if they're going to do it again next year. I noticed that on the forums that people in Europe were complaining about not being able to get any ink ads. So I think that might affect whether or not people are able to actually donate. So it seems like Tapas is going to end Inksgiving like a little bit over half of their goal. I wonder if they're gonna bring that up. I'm not sure if this is Tapas's like first time failing at a goal, because it would technically make sense, and I feel like it speaks for something bigger about the site that they're not addressing, which is the fact that it's not appealing. So we'll have to see how that turns out. So I think at this point we have about like $2.12 worth of ink, but after fees, I think it's like $1.59. I don't really remember, but yeah, I ended up finishing and loading the pages at 3. I got tired and got off, and then Monica got up at like 3:30 to update her journal. It's in the living room, and I decided to stop and record audio. So this is what I need to do. Today's only Thursday, so I have Friday and Saturday to make some ground with either A, the scripts, or B, the extras. And I know that coloring doesn't take very long, but I also feel like I absolutely need to finish the scripts because like they're just looming over my head. So I need to complete Flora and Fauna's chapter 63. I don't think I typed out any of the stuff that I wrote for that, but I have like about 2 pages worth of content for that at the moment. I still need to land it though. So if I can connect that along with the scene with what was his name? Philippe and Foyer and Simon, like I still need to finish that scene. I haven't finished it yet. If I can connect all that together, then I can easily print out, I think that's like about 2 chapters worth of content right there. Because like I'd be 63 and 64, it's as far as I had predicted, but I think some of the chapters are probably longer than I originally planned, so I don't know if it's going to divide as easily. And I think after that, I'm going to need to fuss with the second scene for Flora, Fauna, and Clotilda and Byron. So I haven't done anything for that. Is there anything else? I really think that's virtually it. I can't think of anything else that's as big of a deal. But I do want to try to get the straggling artwork that has not been completed yet. I want to finish coloring it within the next 2 days. So if I have a moment where I can't type because I'm too busy, doing something else, like either listening to something, because I can't work on the scripts while I'm listening to stuff. It's just hard for me to focus, especially if it's something with lyrics or something with a narrative or something, or just somebody talking about something like an article. I can't focus on the script. So I don't know when I'm going to have the next chance, but I want to try to work on it in the morning and maybe in the afternoon, but I mostly just want to work on it in the morning, whereas every other moment of the day I can work on the artwork. So my first goal is to complete the straggling after comics, and then the 4-panel ones for the 2-column extras. I know I have like 2 of them that need to be finished. So the most important one is chapter 41, because like all I need to do is that, and then I can move on from chapter 41. I think I got all the stuff for chapter 41 done, and then focus on chapter 42, 43, 44, 45, etc. 46, I only have like a couple of things ready for that because like it's the animals. So I need to still do Dominique, Philippe, Pasha, and then Fauna and Labelle. And I think that's it. So is there anything else that's on my mind? No, alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Friday, but I have to go back to Thursday really quick. So after I finished recording, I stopped to update my journal a little bit, and then I went back on around, like, I think it was 5. I typed out some of what I wrote for chapter 63. I stopped at about 6. I'm mostly caught up with it. I think I stopped at the point in which Clotilda had walked in and started listening in on Fauna and Flora's conversation. I went to bed about 7. I mean, I actually fell asleep around 7, and from that point forward, I kept waking up and falling asleep and waking up. I was having a bit of a trouble because my jaw, my neck, and and some part of the back of my head was all hurting. That area, I guess, it's the muscle was hurting, so I wasn't comfortable at all. And it sort of carried on until the morning a little bit. It was mostly gone. I woke up at like 5:30. I got up at 5:40 and I resumed typing out the script. Monica got up at 6. We ate breakfast. We finished watching the rest of that episode of Carol and Tuesday. It annoys me that Carol and Tuesday have known each other for this long and yet don't know much about each other. And I feel like that should have been the interesting exploration of which they first met. But they didn't get into any of that. Now they are, and it's helping Tuesday want to stand up for what she wants to do in spite of her mother looking for her, or at least her brother looking for her. So yeah. Afterward, we ended up leaving for Walmart at 7:30, deposited another $100 from our stash so we can buy groceries for the last like 5 days of the week. So we bought like $20 worth of food, got home at 9. That's when I finally decided to take some painkiller. And I went back to work on the scripts, stopped to eat lunch, and then afterward we walked down to Vaughn's and we got mayonnaise because Monica bought tuna at Walmart. So we're planning on having tuna rice because like she also got rice. But she claims that she got the wrong rice. She got like the sticky kind instead of the hard kind. I don't know how to explain that. Okay, so yeah. I got back at 11. I went back to work on the scripts. I was right up to the point in which Clotilda was going to decide how to respond to the girls. And I ended up stopping and crashing because I was just too tired from the walk. I woke up at 12:30. Monica gave me some of the tuna rice, and then we left for the recycling center. Because we didn't take the cans with us, we only made like a $9.55. I didn't see what time it was when we got home. I know that all the kids were getting out of school, so it must have been sometime around between like 1 and 2, I assume. So I went back on. I finished sussing through chapter 63, and then I went to go print it out. I couldn't get the whole scene to fit because originally for this chapter I had planned that it would be the conversation between Flora and Fauna, and then it would segue into Simon versus Philippe. And it didn't fit. I was trying to keep it bigger than size 7 or 6 font, because if I had, I would have probably not been able to put too many large environmental landscape shots. So I ended up forcing it to be size 8 font, and that's in which Clotilda realizes that Fauna really is turned on them and why, because Fauna pretty much just states why. So I stopped it there. I don't know if it's gonna fit still though. So then I proceeded from there and I started working on the fight between Simon and Philippe. And originally that was supposed to be a half chapter that leaked directly into the fight between LaBelle and Marie. But when I also put it at size 8 font because it had the continuing conversation between Flora and Fauna and Clotilda. And that was, I don't want to say it was too dialogue heavy, but it had a fair amount of dialogue in the end. And then I realized that in the revision version, I had revised the scene with Philippe and Simon. There was a lot more dialogue than it was originally there. So I felt like, okay, because there's so much dialogue in this area too, and there's a little bit of combat, I'm going to try to keep it under size 8 font also. So the thing is that both those chapters are for size 8 font. I feel ideally the best combat chapter needs to be 12, honestly, size 12 or 11 at worst. So I don't know how this is going to fit as long as I get a few sweeping shots. I think I might have to cut it in which Simon reveals that he is the prototype that Blair was talking about earlier, the one that Dominique made her new father. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be the point in which I cut it, but I wouldn't be surprised. So this is what I need to do. I need to take those 2 chapters. I need to storyboard them first. And if I have overflow at any point, I'm going to just have to deal with it. So, yeah, I'm a little nervous about how it's going to turn out. I don't know when I want to work on it. I think at worst I'll work on it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Japan Fair, so we're going to that. The Japan Fair takes place in Center City. Monica wants to try things like octopus and whatnot, but I don't want to. I'm worried. I'm really worried that we might end up being allergic to it because, like, according to our mother, we're allergic to most seafood. So I'm like, I know that we're allergic to crab. I think Monica had crab and it was making her throat itchy or something. I don't know. All I know is that I'm afraid to find out that we're allergic to octopus. And also I need to work on the artwork starting. I feel like I should have started working on the artwork like by today, but like I feel like I still sort of wanted to try to finish working on the scripts before the end of the week. So my major goal is like either by tomorrow to start coloring again, or by Sunday to start coloring again. I feel like Sunday's a bit late because I feel like Sunday needs to be the day that I need to be finishing half those things. So I'm gonna start working on I'm gonna finish working on the certain specific extras I had started a few weeks ago. I was working on a few of them during certain chapters. So we'll see how that turns out. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I think that's virtually it. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Saturday, but I have to go back to Friday really quick. I have to record audio. I set up my storyboard book for chapter 63 and 64. I organized my workspace a little bit. I did some light sketching for future extras. We ate a light dinner, and then we went straight to bed after that. I think it was about like 7 or 8 at night, and I didn't have as much trouble sleeping as I thought I would. I woke up at 5. Got up at 5:30. I went straight to work on the unfinished extras. I kicked Monica out of bed at 6. We suddenly remembered that we completely fell behind with Hitori Bochi. I don't even remember if we intentionally dropped it or not. We both couldn't remember saying that we did. We probably did though. So we decided to catch up with where we left off with it. We watched episode 5, but we skipped through a lot of it, and then we stopped in the middle of episode 6 because she was pretending to have a cramp right before she had to say her haiku to the whole class, and we just lost patience with it. So we got off. We took a shower. I completed the storyboard for chapter 63. I actually managed to get it all in. I think I was left with like a page and a half of space, so I had to expand everything out. And then we went to go eat lunch. I wanted to finish watching the episode 6 of Hitori Bochi, but like we ended up changing our minds and just randomly watching random YouTube videos. And then we left for the Japan Fair at 10:20. It was crowded as hell. Oh my god, it was impossible to get in line and do anything. It was impossible to distinguish what was the line for anything. Let's see, there was a gachapon station. Couldn't do it. There was some cosplay. Tokyo Japan Lifestyle was there, but all they brought was their expensive little pillows, and that's it. There was a few fan artists selling their fan art, and then there was the Los Angeles BJD group had a museum there just to spread awareness of their thing. So I just got a business card. I don't know why I bothered. Other than that, I saw certain doll heads in person, which left me feeling like I don't know about this. So yeah, seeing the Pure Nemo dolls, the Azone Pure Nemo dolls, made me feel like I was so glad I never bothered getting one, because like they're really tiny and they look like a waste of money. But like they do have really good clothing though. I think that's virtually it. They might as well just get the clothes only. Is there anything else? So we kept going and coming back. We wandered around CVS for a little bit, and then we came back again to see if they were done setting up that BJD stand. And when we realized that was the best that they were going to do, we ended up just leaving. We ended up getting more macaroni at Vaughn's, and we headed home. We got home at 12 exactly. I tried to work on the artwork, but I just was way too tired, so I had to lay down for a little bit. And then we spent the whole time talking. I really wanted to sleep though, but now I feel awake. It's like 1:30, so I'm gonna go on and see if I can finish working. So yeah, I feel like my head doesn't hurt as much as it did earlier. I had a dairy product earlier and we had macaroni, so I can't take painkiller. If painkiller is what I need, I can't take it at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a while though, so I'm gonna try to get to that. I'm not sure about doing the storybook chapter 64 at the moment. I'm thinking about doing that a little bit later, like either later tonight or tomorrow. But I need to start grinding with the extras now, especially the one for chapter 41. So I'm gonna do that. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Sunday, but I have to go back to Saturday really quick. So after I finished recording, I went back on to work at 1:40 something p.m. I don't know. I colored until 4. I got off at 4:20. And then we read 2 chapters of Eggs Over Evie, and then we had a light dinner and went to bed at like 5:30. I woke up at 2 a.m. I felt very rested. I ended up getting up at like 2:40 though to finish coloring. I ended up completing the artwork for the second extra for chapter 43, and then I finished the chapter 41 extra comic. So I didn't get a chance to put text on it though. I ended up getting off at like 5:30. So I laid around in bed. I kicked Monica out of bed at 6. And then I cleaned up my workspace. We ate in the bedroom. We couldn't go back on because the computer had been on from 2 or 3-ish all the way up until 5. After we ate breakfast, we left for Northgate to get water at 7:30. Found a dime, found a nickel, and then a bunch of bottles. Then we got back at like 8:30. I finished the extra comic for chapter 41. I loaded chapter 41 to the mirror, so it's up now. And then I prematurely printed out the script for chapter 65, even though that I wasn't sure if I really needed it yet. I got off at 10, we ate lunch, and then we rested for a little bit because I woke up early and I was very tired. And then I completed the storyboard for chapter 64, only to realize that I actually couldn't fit it all in. So I had to cut it at the point in which Philippe realizes who Simon is. So I went back on about like 12:30, and then I printed out 65 with the remaining content of 64. But then I had to cut off at the ending of 65, the moment when Byron reveals to Mayor Marie that he's working with Pasha. So I ended up moving their conversation all the way up until chapter 66, but I don't have any content for chapter 66 but that. So the entire document I was typing everything out on is now just that, and then all the bullet points for the next scenes I need, and then that small excerpt of Loris getting a response from Agnes, and that's it. So I need to sit down and write some of these scenes out. I did end up adding a bit of content to the beginning because right when I cut off at the ending point, I have to beef it up a little bit so it makes more sense because the audience is picking up from that point. So that's as much as I did. I printed out in size font 10. I still don't know if it's gonna fit completely. I might have to cut it might have to cut it again, in which the point where LaBelle finds out that Philippe needs him. I think that might be the point I'm gonna have to cut it, but I don't really know. So I'm not sure. That'd be terrible though. Alrighty then. Is there anything else? So after I was done printing that out, I ended up putting the dialogue on the second extra of chapter 43. So that's done. So this is what I need to do, and hopefully I'll be able to do it tomorrow, but I don't really know. I need to put text on the first extra for chapter 42, 43, 44, and 45, and then I can load all the way up to that point, and then the wallpaper. The wallpaper is half done. I started working on Fouilla's outfit, but their hair and their skin is pretty much done. So I need to do that later. I don't know if I want to get the whole thing loaded first, but it makes me so happy that all I have to do is these extras and that's it. I have some things typed out for them. I don't really need to go back through and proofread them because I already proofread through that entire volume. Like, I think it was either the last vacation or 2 vacations ago. I can't remember. I think it was during the, I don't remember if it was the March or the April vacation, or maybe it was the March. I don't remember if it's in the, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. It was probably like between March and April that I actually proofread through all that. So now I think I might have to reread it again to really remember what the main point of each chapter was, and then try to hone in on that. I did have some notes that I wrote down throughout the time that I was on break, trying to think of what I could say about each chapter. So I have stuff to bounce off of, but at the moment I don't feel like I can really go through with it. As far as coloring is concerned, I need to finish one more, I think it was 2 more comics, the Happy 50 chapters, and then the one with Taggart. The only thing I need to do for that is actually add Taggart screens. I don't really want to work on it just yet, especially if I have to just get all the stuff for chapter 42 to 45 out of the way first. And then I can feel comfortable with going through with everything that's not finished. So the 2 things I need to finish are manga. 2 things I need to finish the most, aside from all the coloring, all the little comics and stuff I need to do. I need to come up with a second extra for chapter 48 because there is none. I had a general idea what it can be, but like I think now when I'm done with the first 5 chapters, I think I will finally like decide what I want to do with that. Other than that, the animals are not done yet still, and I think I might have scanned something for Philippe and Dominique and whatnot, but I'm not sure if I did. I feel like I remember sketching something about him being a penguin, but I feel like I need to look up at more references for that first. I kind of don't feel like he is a penguin. I kind of feel like he's a different type of bird, like a small bird. I don't know. I have to look it up. But yeah, I had Dominique as a kitten and Dominique as a baby penguin. I kind of feel like she fits better as a baby penguin, though. Oh no, I'll think about it later. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Monday. I think it's Memorial Day, or is it tomorrow? Or maybe it's today. I don't know. But I have to go back to Sunday really quick. So after I finished recording audio, I spent the afternoon sorting through my work, and then I caught up on my journals and planners. When I was trying to plan through volume 7, I think it is, I ended up finding that the point in which I'm trying to end everything, moved to chapter 81. So I think I am going to have to spend up to 85 concluding the main point, and then from 86 to 100 I'm most likely going to finish the series. I really hope I'm not going to need all those, but I guesstimated by making certain chapters 2 chapters long instead of just 1. This is why I ended up landing on 81 to begin with. So yeah, went to bed at about I think it was 4. Not sure if I had any trouble sleeping. I couldn't really remember having trouble sleeping. I don't really know when I woke up. All I know that it was about 4 o'clock exactly when I got up. So I slept that from 4 to 4. So yeah, the first thing I found was that Levi and Armin were both trending on Twitter. And it seems like they've gotten to that point where Levi has to choose between Armin and Erwin. And I remember how much fun it was following this when it was first coming out in the manga years ago. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to follow all the Twitter angst over it, but I feel like it's just not as fun on Twitter as it was on Tumblr when it was a thing. So yeah. Let's see what else happened. I ended up working on chapter 42. In fact, actually I typed out all of the little blurbs of ideas I had for each extra, and I only had ideas for 42 and 45. I feel like 43 and 44, all I did was just state the obvious, and I was just frustrated with it. So I ended up working on that. I finished 42, although there were some things I ended up thinking of later to put in. I ended up loading 42 as soon as I was done with it. Monica got up at 6. She ended up triggering the fire alarm when she tried to make, I think she was making vegetables. And she was telling me that we need to buy new drip pans. I feel like she should just wash the ones that are already there, but she wants to buy new ones. So yeah, I ended up stopping what I was doing to eat breakfast, and we watched the next episode of Precure. So it seems that Blue Cat is a Robin Hood of types. I feel like this episode didn't need to exist, but they really wanted to humanize this character, and I kind of feel like she's very meh to me. I feel like she's trying so hard to be appealing, and I could see who she would appeal to, but I'm not that person. So yeah. After pre-cure, we're watching random YouTube videos, and I finished the 9th wallpaper, which is the first wallpaper for volume 5. So that's done. Now I can go ahead and work on the second wallpaper for volume 5, so it should be wallpaper number 10, I believe. So yeah. Instead, we got off at 7:30. We hit Vaughn's, then we hit Target, and we wandered around to see what was new. She found drip pants there, but they're only selling 2 a piece. So it's about like $14 for a whole set of 4. I don't know if they're the right size for our still, but I just assumed that they were. We originally wanted to go to Walmart, but we ended up buying the limited edition pineapple bubbly from Target. It was the absolute last one. So I asked her if she still wanted to go, and she changed her mind, so we headed home. We stopped at Center City for a little bit to rest. We tried to hit the community center, but it wasn't open because it's Memorial Day. Instead, we got home at around like 10:30. I went back on. I ended up adding this one sentence I wanted to add to the first extra for chapter 42. And after that, we ate lunch. We watched random YouTube videos, and then afterward, I ended up working on the 4-panel comic for this first extra for chapter 47. All it needs now is text, but instead, I ended up taking a break. So, now I am recording. So I believe this is the last recording for this week. So I need to unload the phone, and I'm considering using the time that I'm supposed to be compressing the videos to type out extras that I haven't worked on. And I'm hoping I can at least knock out, if I can't do 45 today or 43, I want to see if I can do 43 and 44 tomorrow. I don't know if it's possible, but I need to get them out of the way so I can start focusing on drawing the things that are not finished. I could have been working on the drawings. Right now, I feel like I should be working on the last storyboard for chapter 65. I haven't done it yet. It's been waiting for me though, so I should probably do that when I'm done with this. Most importantly, I need to unload this phone and start editing the audio. So while I'm doing audio editing, I think I will finish the Happy 50 chapters. I'm assuming I'll be doing that. I don't know. Aside from working on possibly the rest of the animals and the second wallpaper for volume 5. I don't know. I have to decide. Is there anything else that's on my mind? It's only the second day, and I don't know if I feel like I'm getting enough done. I can't think of anything else that happened. Anything else to bring up? Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one.